Hello friends, welcome back to the SQL 50 series. So here we are with the new problem that is monthly transactions 1. Okay, so this is LeetCode 1193 and this is a medium level problem, guys. Okay, so LeetCode has categorized this particular problem as medium level. So don't worry. Let's see. Okay, because we know that whenever we were solving easy level problems, more than most of the easy problems where for beginners it was very difficult to solve. Let us see if medium was, sometimes what happens is some 10% or 5% of the medium level questions on lead code are very easy. Okay, so it happens. So let's see. Okay, let's see what this problem is asking us. So we have been given with one table. Okay, we have been given with only one table, that is transactions. And if you go through the schema of the table, we have 5 columns. Okay, that is id of int type, and country of variable character, state is a enum. Okay, and amount in integer type, and trans date. Okay, that is date. So they are saying that id is the primary key of this table. The table has information about incoming transactions. Cool. And the state column is an enum of type approved or declined. Okay, so enum, it will just contain if the transaction is approved or not. Okay, so yes, it is, yeah, it is a transactions table, right? And it is a kind of fact table, right? So transactions keep on happening every hour or every minute, right? So the data inside it will be, keep on growing. Okay, so that is a kind of a fact table, right? It is having some id and country and some state, right, and amount and transaction date. So they're asking us to write a SQL query to find for each month and country the number of transactions. Okay, and the total amount. Okay, and again they're asking the number of approved transactions and their total amount. Cool, guys. Okay, so return the result table in any order. Cool. So cool, this is just kind of a, just kind of a, what do we say, or just kind of insights, guys. Like you have some data, and then you need to group it by, you need more information about every country, like how it is performing, or the details in country level. Okay, so it is like, what do I say, I'm not getting that particular word. uh, what do I say, I mean, they want you have been given some data, and they want that data to be grouped by country and transaction date or month. Okay, basically they want for each month. Okay, so yeah, if you go through the sample test case, all right, so you have been given some data here. You have id, country, state, amount, and transaction date. So you can see this, guys, transaction date here, they have given it in YYY and DDMM format. Okay, but they're asking us to find, they're asking us to find for each month and country, but we have been given date, transaction date in, YYMM and DD format. So the only thing that we need to know is how we will be doing this group by, right? So we'll be doing group by now, guys. So for every each month and country means what, guys, we'll be doing a group by, and then we'll be applying some aggregation functions over the amount. Okay, so that is only right now, guys. They want the total number of transactions and the amount, and then they need the number of approved transactions and their amount. Okay, so it's a kind of analytics kind of way. Okay, they want to just view what is the data saying, right? So the first thing is we need to group the data, right? So you can see that we have been given data in this format. So what we need to do is we need to convert all these dates into YYY and MM format. Okay, we have been given with the complete date with the day, but we need to convert them into month and year and month. Okay, so that is the only the part where many beginners try to if someone has not brushed up his basics, then he would find difficult it. Otherwise rest of everything is cool now, guys. Right now, guys, everything is same. The only thing is we need to convert this particular into year and month, and then we can easily group it by both the month and country. Then what we need to do, guys, then what they're asking, the number of transactions in that particular group. So once we group it by trans data and amount, a group data will be formed. And if you group data will be formed, right, I guess. And if you take a count of star, that will give you trans count, right? Right now, guys. And approved count, how you will take this approved count? We have seen that in our previous problem, right? The conditional aggregation thing. We have used that particular case when statement inside our aggregation, right now, guys. So if you have seen my if you have didn't seen my previous video, just go and see it. Okay, I've tried my best to explain you how we can perform case when statements, okay, conditional aggregations, okay, the case when statements inside a aggregation function. Okay, so we can use same logic, okay, conditional aggregation logic over here, uh, you know to find out the approved counts, and similarly goes for this also, guys. So basically what we are doing here, for both the trans count and approved count, we will be using the count function, count aggregation. And here what we will be doing is, here also we will be using the same thing like how we use for trans. Here we will be using the sum on amount column, and here we'll be using the same sum function but with the conditional on amount column, right? So very simple problem, guys, right? It is like slightly, we need to do some changes and everything. If you have been following my course, especially the previous problem, then it would be cakewalk for you guys, this problem. Okay, so I'm not going to explain you line by line whole this test case, because we have spent a lot of amount of time in our previous problem, right? So we will just go through the code. I'll just write the code and I'll explain you in, when I'll show you the intermediate outputs. That should be fine for you. Okay, so yes, guys. So first, we need to know one function, guys, to solve this problem. I hope many of you know, but still, okay, I'm gonna cover that. Okay, so what we need to do, the very first task is, we need to find the, right. I think you're just clear with the question, right? We need to find for each month and country. We need to find all these four particular columns, guys. That is, how many transactions are made in that month, and what are the approved transactions, and what are the total transactions amount, and what are the approved transactions total amount. Okay, so those are the four columns that we need to calculate. Okay, so if you see, first we need to do the grouping. Okay, grouping based on two columns, that is my month and country. But they're not given directly month, they have given us date. Okay, so what we need to do is, we need to first convert all these dates into month and year. Okay, sorry, year and month. So how we can do that, guys? So we have a special function called toChar. Okay, so this is Oracle. I am not sure if it is present in MySQL or not. So you can just search on internet which is equivalent to this function. Okay, that should be not a problem, right now, guys. Okay, so I'll just show you the toChar function, what it does, and then I'll start solving that problem. So what I will do now, guys, so I'll start from okay, from transactions table. Okay, and I'll just select this column, guys. I'll just select this column, trans date. Okay, uh, trans date. And what I will create new column. That is, what I will do is, I'll just use this function, special function called toChar. Okay, so toChar, what this function takes is, it takes an expression or a column as its first parameter. Okay, so I'll be passing the trans date because I want to change that. Okay, so trans date, and I will give a format, guys. So I want this particular column in this format. Okay, there are some this pattern columns, you can find it in documentation of the particular database language that you are using. So I can find what all patterns I can write here, that can be found in the documentation of Oracle, right? So I want this particular trans date to be appeared. So now presently it is in YYY, right, and and DD format. So I do not want the DD, I want only the year and month. Okay, year and month. So in this particular column, right, this particular date column, I want only the YYY and MM, year and month, okay, because I need to group on based on the month only, okay. So if you see now, I'll just put it as formatted date, okay, formatted date. And now if I run it, guys, you can see that all my this particular dates will be coming in this particular format, okay. So yeah, table or view doesn't exist. So TRANSAC, cool, that's a typo. So if I run this, so you can see this, guys, this was in date type. I think now it has changed to variable character or character types. You can see that all these days have been omitted now, and they are coming in the expected format, okay. So like this, this is the usage of this function, okay, toChar. So you can see, guys, all the dates have been omitted and we have got the year and month. So now what we need to do is, based on this reformatted date, we need to group it, okay. So how we will do that? So this is just to show you guys, okay. So now we will solve actually the first problem, okay? Sorry, actually the problem, okay. So what we will do is, we'll select from the table, okay, from the transactions table, okay. From transactions table, we need to group it by, now, guys, we need to group it by the month and country. So month uh, and country. So month is what, guys, we have seen just now, right now, we have just seen it right now, guys. So how we will do that? So to char of the trans date and the format in which we want, okay, that is year and month, YYYY and MM, okay. And we need to group not only by this column, but we also need to group it by the country column also. So we are grouping whole this data into, the month column and the country column, okay. Sorry, yeah, country column, okay. So now if I will go and select it now, guys, so I need to select both these two again, okay. I need to select it like this, and what I will do is, I'll just put it over here and I'll rename this to month, okay. And now if I run it, guys, you can see that my data will be actually grouped, okay. Now you can see that my data is grouped, okay. You can see that we have 18 and 19, okay. 2018 we have December 18 a record, and 19 and one record, okay. So both these have been now put into one record, okay, because these two records belong to the same month, that is 12th December 2018, and same country, okay. So both those have now they actually are present in this particular row, okay. And then you can see this too, US, this is the 2019 January, so it got a new row, right? This is next month of US, and this is again a separate row, okay. So we have grouped our data based on this. So guys, what I wanted to point out is, guys, when you use MySQL right now, guys, you you can use month, okay. After giving an alias right now, guys, you can use this month here, guys. Here you can, in group by column, you can use this alias. MySQL allows you, but Oracle doesn't allow you to use aliases, column aliases in group by, okay. And also, if you go through like that right now, guys, so it will be slightly confusing, because I've said you, like, from the beginning, whenever you write query, assume that SQL will execute from the from statement. The SQL engine will actually execute from the from only, but actually the optimizations and somewhat the compiler the SQL compilers, it will allow you, okay. There are many steps going in between when your query is executing. So MySQL language allows you to use the column aliases in group by, okay. But it is always good to not to use it, because it will it will create confusions for us now, guys, because we will start tracing the, I mean, if anything goes wrong, we will be debugging from statement, and you will be surprised that I've still not I mean, what if you use month here, right? So you will be thinking where month came from, okay. So it will be slightly confusing, but if you use directly like this now, guys, so it will be very helpful. But the only problem is, it will look redundant, because we have used it again in the select statement, but that's okay, okay. Yes, so we have grouped it, guys, okay. So now we have group this to group this whole table. And now we need to calculate the 4 columns. Okay, the first one is the trans count. How we will get the total transaction count, guys? Simple na, guys. So we have got 3 groups. We can just say the count of star. We can just say the count of star, and that will give you the number of records in that particular groups. Okay, so the only this group will have these 2 records, so it will return me 2. Okay, so now if I say count of star as trans count, okay, trans count, and you can see that uh, only the 18th, okay, only the December 2018 will give me 2 records. Cool right now, guys. Okay, so both this January 2019 DE has 1 record, and January 2019 US has 1 record, but December 2018 US has 2 records. Cool, guys. And then then what we need approved count. So we have seen this now, guys. So how we will take the approved count? We have seen this logic in our previous problem, that is the conditional aggregation. Okay, so here we are taking count of star, but now what we need to count is we need to count only those rows where my state is approved. Okay, we need to count only those rows where my state is approved, and we do not need to count the rows which are declined. So this is kind of a conditional aggregation. Okay, so we have seen that in last problem, so I'm skipping the explanation or intuition, right? So what we will be doing is we'll be using a case when statement. So case when state is equals to approved, right? I'll just put 1. Okay, otherwise just put it as 0. So this, what it will do, it will for every row, it will for every row in this particular table, it will just create one particular row, right, column, right, and it will fill that particular things wherever approved is there. It will fill that column with 1, otherwise it will fill that column with 0. Now on whole this column, since I've already grouped it, right, I will be performing the count function, right, count. So, and we need to put end here, case statement. So whenever my approved is 1, that particular cell will have 1. So if I take a count, all will be counted, right? So I think I should not take count, I should take the sum. Okay, so I'll just take the sum. Okay, it will count wherever the 1, that means approved, it will take the sum of the that particular column, and everything will return me in that particular group. It will return me the approved count. Okay, so if I run this, you can see this, guys, we have got correct. Okay, approved count is 1, because you can see that for this particular group, that is January 2019 and country DE, there is only 1 record, and that is approved. Okay, so that is why I got count as 1. And for the second group, that is January 2019 and US, there is also only 1 record. Okay, and that is also approved, so I got 1. And for the December 2018 US, there are 2 records, only 1 was approved. Okay, so that is why I got only approved count as 1. So we are getting a correct one. So this is the conditional aggregation, guys. Okay, so I've explained you how what is happening behind the scenes in my last problem. You can check out that. Okay, this is why this LeetCode SQL list is, I say, it is very best, because in previous problem it has introduced the conditional aggregation, and now it is testing us. We have used there only the sum. Okay, now we are using on many columns. Okay, so this is the way of learning. As I've said you this line previously also. Okay, now we will go to the next column. Okay, so next we need to find the transaction total amount. This is easy now, guys. So we do not need any conditional aggregation. We need to just take the sum on amount. Okay, sum of amount, and this will give me the transaction total amount in that particular group. That is same. Okay, so it will come. It is the same, guys. It is easy, right? So this column was easy. So if you see, it will give you, okay, missing expression. I'm very sorry. I need to remove this. And if I run it, it will give me the total amount. Okay, sum of every amount in that particular group, and you can see we have got the correct output. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to take the approved total amount, similarly how we have found this right now, guys. Approved count, we need to now take wherever the row is approved, we need to sum up all those amounts. How will be doing that, guys? So same again, it will be the same conditional aggregation. So what we will do, we will just apply the case when statement again. Case when state is equals to approved right now, guys. Then previously I need to take the count. Okay, I need to take the count of the approved transactions, but now I need the sum of the amounts. Okay, so that is why when the state is approved, I will just say then amount. Okay, otherwise I'll just say 0. Okay, you're understanding it now, guys? Why I'm putting 0? Because why I'm putting 0 is I'll be taking an aggregation function on all this column. Okay, basically this will create a new column, and it will fill that column whenever my state is approved. It will fill that particular cell with amount. So otherwise, if it is not there, I'll just put it as 0, so that it doesn't make any impact right now, guys. So now what I will do, I'll just take the sum on this particular column. Okay, and now what I will do, I'll just rename it to approved total amount. All right now, guys. Okay, so here I'll just put a comma, and I think everything looks good. And let me just run it on the sample test case, and let's see. Cool, guys. So it has passed. It has passed our sample test case. Okay, and let us submit it, and let us check if it is passing for all the backend test cases. It's taking time. Yes, it has passed. Cool, guys. So don't worry on this runtime, right? Okay, it is correct only. Basically, for PL SQL languages, it will run very fast. Okay, don't worry. So if you see, if I run it again right now, guys, so now you check the time, it will increase slightly. You can see that it has come now. So, okay, don't worry on this particular runtime. Now we will check on the other solutions if it is same or not. Yeah, you can see that it is very similar solution. Okay, so they have been using the same thing. So this is it, guys. So this is a medium level problem right now, guys. So cheers to you, you have solved a medium level problem, right, on LeetCode. I hope you have understood this problem right now, guys. So it was like grouping the data and then performing aggregation, right? So the only challenge was you need to know this particular function, and there are some common functions. Go and learn those particular things, because those will only repeatedly coming, guys. Trust me. Okay, so what we have done, we have just converted that particular date into, we have reformatted that date particular, right? Generally we have reformatted that date into YY and MM format, and then we have performed some aggregation. Like first we have taken the transaction count, right? Total number of transactions that is given by count of star, and then we have used this conditional aggregation, right? So whenever the state is approved, I fill that particular it basically what it will do is it will create a new column. Basically I've showed you that in my previous one, right? And in that particular, for that, whenever the state is approved, it will fill that particular cell, right, with 1, otherwise it will fill with 0. Why I'm putting 0 is because when you take the sum right now, guys, only this particular cells will be added. Okay, and that will give me the count of approved counts. Okay, so whenever my approved is there, then only it will be present as 1. So 0, if you add anything with 0, guys, it will be the same. Okay, that is why I'm keeping 0 here over here. Okay, and then we have taken the sum of amount, okay, in that particular group, and then again the same, like how we have counted the approved counts. We have now whenever the state is approved, we have created one more column, and then there we have kept amount right now, guys, instead of 1, because now we need the sum of amounts, approved amounts. That is why I kept amount, otherwise it should be 0. So when I sum up all these things, all approved amounts will be summed up, right? And 0 will not make any impact. That is why we have kept 0. Okay, So this is it, guys. I know that I have not explained you in very nitty-gritty thing, but I hope that if you understood my previous problem, right, then this should be very fine. Okay, so that's it. That's it from this problem. So if you have still not understood it right now, guys, just write some comments like what and where you have not understood, and what can I do to make it even more understandable. Okay, put some comments there. I'll definitely read it, and I will I will follow it in my next complex problem videos. Okay, so that's it from this problem, guys. So thank you. I'll meet you in the next problem, and happy learning. Thank you.